Hello and good afternoon. My name is Amanda and welcome to The Done Creative. For today's pick a card reading, we are going to be figuring out what is coming up for you in the near future, what you should maybe be focusing on, or things you can be doing coming up to make the most of your time. So if you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, try to center your energy by taking a couple of deep cleansing breaths and focusing your energies on piles number 1, 2, 3, or 4. If more than one pile calls out to you, just know that there may be a message in multiple piles for you to benefit from. Once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below, and I also try to pin it as a top comment, the timestamps for your reading. So I will go ahead and give you guys a moment to meditate on the cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, group number 1, so what is coming up for you? What do you need to focus on right now? What activities would benefit you in the near future? I'm not really even sure what I'm going to call this reading, but all that I just said kind of applies. So whatever message it is that comes through is kind of the message that you need to know. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and start up here and work our way over. And the first card we have here is Jade. So Jade might be a good crystal for you to be working with at this time. If you don't have Jade, you can find some other green crystals. If you have any green crystals, they all kind of resonate with that heart chakra energy anyway, but if you specifically have any Jade, this would be great to carry with you, wear as a necklace, or even in your pocket at this time. But this is a card all about wellness. We have this Caduceus with the 2 snakes around the staff, and this is just going to be a time of you really focusing on your health, your wellness, your maybe even nutrition, diet, even what you're consuming as far as like media goes. Maybe you're just trying to put yourself in a very positive state and focusing on recovering your health and wellness and just getting your vibration up would be very beneficial for you at this time. And if you are watching this at the time of my posting, you will know that we are going through that early 2020 quarantine, social distancing phase right now. But regardless of when it is you're watching this, as this is timeless, you will still get benefit from this information at this time. But if you are going through that social distancing, this is just saying, take the most of this time that you're being offered right now. Even if you are still working out in the world, this is a very kind of heavy and even fearful time for a lot of people. So just make sure you're really taking care of yourself and putting that wellness at the forefront of your awareness at this time. And then here we have the Exceeding Expectations card. I soar into excellence. So this is a time kind of asking you to level up in life. And that doesn't mean going after more things, trying to achieve more goals. It doesn't really mean it in that sense. What I'm picking up is just you owning who you really are. You're going to be exceeding your own expectations coming up by living more fully and authentically in who you are as a person, who you are as a soul. It feels to me like a lot of the ways of the world are kind of falling apart at this time, but a lot of times when things aren't in alignment with our higher selves, they start to fall apart so that the right things can fall into place. And I feel like this is you just literally on top of the world at this time. You may not feel like that right now, but after a time, you're going to really start coming into your own power, because we have the Lightning card, and this is a card all about power. And in this card, this lightning is striking the ocean or these waves here. And when lightning strikes water, it like conducts that energy all the way up the stream, down the stream. It really lights up a whole area. And to me, it just really feels like this time that you're going through, whether this is at the time of the posting or later on, it doesn't matter, because this is a timeless reading, but whatever it is you're going through, you're coming into this sense of your own power, and it's really going to light you up from the inside out. And then you're going to start being able to really inspire other people. Then here we have the Simplify Your Life card, and this is all about eliminating clutter from around your home, your work-life balance, the flow of activities, even your inner environment. If you have a lot of toxic or negative thoughts and feelings or resentments you're holding against people or even yourself, this is a time to start cleaning those up, simplifying things. Put projects or relationships or things that just aren't essential to your well-being right now kind of on the back burner, or maybe bring them up for assessment to see if these things you're doing, these habits that you have, these situations you're in, or people that are kind of muddling up your energy are even worth your time moving forward. And I'm not saying that all difficult relationships need to be eliminated. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if there is a specific person that's kind of coming to your mind as we're talking, that might be a relationship that you need to really go deep within yourself and evaluate to see what you need to do moving forward, or if this is just a person that isn't serving your highest good whatsoever, to maybe eliminate them from your life. But basically, simplifying your life just looks like decluttering internally, externally, and just really, getting out in nature, doing some things you enjoy like painting or creating something, moving your body, just getting out and doing something with some fresh air involved. Even if you are in quarantine or lockdown right now, if you're watching this when I'm posting it, you can still open a window and take some breaths of fresh air. But this is just calling you to simplify your life, because a lot of us lead these really complicated lives full of clutter of all sorts that we really overcomplicate things sometimes. And this is just calling for you right now to really focus on getting rid of any clutter, emotional, mental, physical clutter in your life. And then here we have the 55 adventure card, and fives are all about change. And it feels to me like with this adventure card, this is just calling you forward into your own power to really get in touch with what it is that brings you that sense of joy and really lights you up. Because adventure doesn't look the same to all of us. Some people want to jump and skydive from a plane. Other people just want to stay out in the woods in a cabin for a week and just really get in touch with nature. Others of us would like to have an adventure just walking around our neighborhood. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Whatever calls to your sense of adventure, that's what you need to be really putting your effort into. And it feels to me like you will be, because this is what's coming up for you, you will be putting that effort into simplifying your life and finding the peace and happiness within you. And that's going to start reflecting on the external. And you may be offered an opportunity to go have some fun with some friends or family, or even just your own little family unit, even if that just looks like you and your dog, or you and a parent, you and your children, whatever your dynamic looks like, you will have this sense of adventure coming up. And then here we have the take your time making this decision. So there may be a decision that's kind of weighing on you right now, or you're kind of in this limbo state where you're like, do I do this? Do I do that? And you may have more than one decision that you need to be making. Maybe there's 3 different paths you could go down. Whatever the case may be, just take some time in trying to figure out what it is you need to do, because I don't feel like you need to figure it out, boom, right now. This feels like you have some time to breathe and figure it out. And then we do have the patience card. So do have patience. If there is something that you need to make a decision on, just have that patience. And in all areas of your life, especially if you are getting kind of stir crazy and just feeling like things aren't moving forward in life, just have this sense of patience, because it says now is the time to learn, study, and gather information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. So this may be calling some of you forward to read more books, learn more things, go online on YouTube and learn some truths about the universe or about ourselves. I just saw someone like sitting down to research what Nikola Tesla was all about. Whatever it is that's calling to you, go down that path and start learning more about it, because eventually when things pick up, when actions start happening in the world, you'll be able to take that knowledge and put it into action. And I think because we do have the sacral chakra card, a lot of you are going to be putting that action into play through creative endeavors, whether that's a business you're starting that has to do with creativity, or you're just enjoying yourself making new paintings for your home, or just, decorating your home, maybe painting your walls, and even I see someone renovating their home. Just anything you can do to get in touch with that really creative sense of yourself. And then for others of you, I feel like you may even be creating a child. So if that's something that you're looking forward to or have been wanting for a long time, that energy feels like it's very ripe for the taking right now. So if you want to conceive, now and coming up is a great time for that. So yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you guys. You'll have to let me know below what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. It's really been helping out the channel lately. And as always, I hope you come back to the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 2, let's figure out what's coming up for you, what energy is in your environment, what things you can be focusing on coming up in the near future. I'm not even really sure what I'm calling this reading, but whatever messages need to come through for you, they will be coming through right now. Okay, trying my best to avoid the glare and make it so we can still see all the cards is always my downfall. But we're gonna roll with this. Okay, let's go ahead and start over here. So we have the Topaz card. So you guys may really benefit from using Topaz crystal or carrying one with you in your pocket or wearing it as jewelry. And Topaz is a crystal all about forgiveness and healing, because forgiveness does heal. It is time to release repressed anger as it is blocking your health and happiness. So any resentments you have for past coworkers, bosses, family members, friends, situations that have happened, or just dire straits that you found yourself in, now is the time to really get in touch with those things that you've maybe been harboring and forgiving and releasing and letting that go. Because when we hold on to all this heavy unforgiveness, anger, resentment, we repress it, and then we can start getting ourselves and our bodies out of alignment. We can start getting illnesses or diseases. We can just kind of clutter up our energy field to where we're not really allowing ourselves to receive the things that we actually would want to be dealing with in life. So this would be a great time to start releasing some resentments so you can make room for something new. And because we do have this full moon completion card, it does feel like something is coming to an end. And I think for some of you, it could be a relationship or just putting the final stamp of goodbye on a relationship that maybe you let go of 5, 10, 15, however many years ago. You have already had this relationship all said and done and over with, but maybe you were carrying around emotions revolving around this relationship that you're now finally ready to do away with and just get out of your life. But for others of you, this could be completing a project or completing some sort of job. I'm seeing someone walking away from their job and starting something new, something fresh. I also see someone like working around their home and completing, like, even if they're just a bunch of little kind of honey-do list kind of tasks, it feels like you're just feeling like you want to get things done and complete projects that you've started. And I see someone like has started some sort of crocheting project that's been like sitting in a bin or a tote somewhere, or maybe even a whole tote full of projects that you're kind of thinking, you know, maybe I should go in and just finish up all the little odds and ends that I need to do on these projects so that I can finish them and gift them to friends and family or whatever it is you're planning to do. Then here we have the Communicating Freely card. I communicate from the depths of my being. It feels like coming up, whatever kind of blocks you've had in communication, whether that be because you just didn't really know how to speak your truth or even what your truth was, maybe you were confused or other people would talk over you. Now's the time that you have, like, you're in the spotlight. People are listening. The floor is open. You are ready to speak your truth into the world. And for some of you, I feel like this might be you starting some sort of business or endeavor where you are speaking out. Maybe you are some sort of public speaker or motivational speaker. Maybe you're wanting to start a YouTube channel or a blog. Or if you've already done some of these things and just want to take them to another level and really work on them and put your time and effort and investment into these things. Because it feels to me like, because you do have this manifestation card, whatever kind of communications it is that you're doing right now, and I see someone also writing, whether that's like poetry, song lyrics, or even a novel, whatever it is you're communicating at this time is gonna help you manifest the things you desire into your life. This is a great time of finishing what you started and then also starting something new. So for some of you, that could be a business, that could be just a whole new way of living, a whole new way of life, because you also have, it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. For some of you, that could look like a relationship, a job, and even just past energies or your past self. I feel like this completion card could be completing a cycle in your life to where you're done playing small and you're ready to really step into your power, into yourself, and take your life to another level. And I think for a lot of you, that just involves realizing how powerful you already are and synthesizing that into little actions you take within your life. I see someone quitting drinking coffee, someone wanting to just clean up their diet, someone wanting to get off of drugs, someone wanting to get off of alcohol, and turning off the media. I just see you just want to leave the unhealthy things behind. You want to clean up your life, you want to clean up just your being. You want to start living the life that you've always dreamed of for yourself, and now is a perfect time to do so, because now the now moment is the only moment we have any power within, because it is happening right now. This is when you can take action and do the things that you've always wanted to do. We can sit and dwell on the past or dream about the future. Sometimes those things are good to do, but we don't want to live and give our energy to the past and the future all the time, because then we're not moving forward, we're not taking action. Then we have the yes card. Your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So whatever it is that you're really thinking about during this reading, your answer is yes. Step into yourself. Take action according to what your intuition is telling you, because your intuition is on point right now, you guys. You really need to be following your intuition. So whatever kind of unhealthy situations you're in, whatever's popping into your head that you're like, yeah, I know, I should probably stop doing that, now's the time to stop. And that's kind of a little bit of tough love for me. I don't tend to like to say you have to do X, Y, or Z, but it feels to me like it's very important for you guys to stop, to put that completion on some things that just aren't serving your highest good. And I think for many of you, that just involves patterns in your relationship with yourself. Things you've done to yourself or not done to yourself that you know you need to do, whatever is resonating for you. Now's the time to stop the BS and stop being in denial about something. And I am sorry, I just want you guys to be the best versions of yourself you can be. So it is a bit of tough love coming out in this reading, if that's resonating for you. But for others of you, that could just be other people and their energy messing up what you want to accomplish, and you can leave that unhealthy situation by, I won't say cord cutting. I used to say cord cutting meditations, but when you cut, if you think of it like a weed growing in your garden, you cut it off where, it's level with the ground, you cut it off, but, a week later, it's grown back, and sometimes it's harder and thicker than it was before. So maybe this is time to release cords, to remove them completely by the roots, rip them out, fill the space that they have inhabited that's empty now with love, light, and healing, and then remove whatever that unhealthy situation, relationship, whatever it is that's coming to your intuition at this time. Remove it, heal it, release it, move on. This is about completion. Then here we have Archangel Uriel. Your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. And I think this just goes beautifully with that completion card and the time to leave this unhealthy situation. And I have a feeling you guys know what it is that needs to be healed, removed, done, completed. You guys know what that is. So I won't keep harping on that. I think you guys get the memo, so I'm not going to keep going on that. And then here we have the number 7, which is that spiritual divine number, and it says seek the truth. So many of you, I feel like in the recent past, have discovered some truths about a person in your life, about yourself, about the world, about society, whatever. You have discovered a truth about one of those things or all of those things, and it's really shaken up your life, and that's why you want to kind of have this sense of completion of the old you, the old life, and start afresh, because you have been seeking the truth, and you're going to continue to seek the truth. And as more information comes to light about who you truly are on a soul level, about people in your life that maybe you don't resonate with anymore, about the way societies run and the different systems that are in place. I see somebody really getting disenchanted with like the medical field. Maybe you are a medical worker and you just see how broken the medical system is. something like that. Maybe it's even deeper, like the government or something like that. Hashtag conspiracy theories, whatever it is that's resonating for you. But you're seeking the truth about these situations, these people, these events, whatever it is for you. And you're trying to get a sense of what this means for your future. But to me, this feels like a sense of empowerment, because when you have more information, you can operate from a higher consciousness. When you are, they say that ignorance is bliss, but really it isn't. It's just you think you're in this happy little life, happy bubble, whatever, but really behind the scenes there's so much more going on. But you guys are ripping that curtain back and seeing behind the scenes. And I think for some of you that might also just be involving that veil that's thinning right now on the earth, split between that 3D and 5D consciousness. You're seeing beyond that veil, and you may even be getting into contact with your loved ones who've crossed over, or spirit guides, angels, and your intuition, your higher self. It's all on point right now, and you're really seeking the truth of life. So yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you guys. You'll have to let me know below if this resonated and what you thought. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 3, let's figure out what's coming up for you. And this is maybe actions you can take in the near future, or things that are manifesting in your life in the near future, or just what's coming up. Whatever messages are coming through, that's what this reading is going to be about. And as you are listening to the reading, your intuition will hit on what this means specifically for you and your situation. Okay, just trying to avoid that glare as always. Nothing new here, folks. Okay, I think we can see all the words without glare and nothing being cut off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start right up here with the Tanzanite card, and this may be a crystal you can work with. I'm not that familiar myself with Tanzanite, so I don't even really know what it looks like outside of what this picture here is depicting. But if you have Tanzanite, or want to look up the properties of Tanzanite and what it protects against, or the spiritual meaning of it, that might be beneficial information for you at this time. But this is a card all about being ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to a new love. And I think for many of you, this is actually just talking about your relationship with yourself and loving yourself. I feel so much self-love in this reading, so much self-love. So I think for most of you, maybe not all, but most of you, this is about getting into deeper love and connection with yourself, your higher self. But then for some of you, this could also resonate because, what's going on inside, as within, so without. So this could also be reflecting in your relationship with a significant other, close friend, child, parent, whatever. Whoever's close to you that's kind of hitting your intuition right now, that's probably who this reading will be talking about. But you're ready to love again. It feels like in the recent past, you may have, sort of like group number 1, had some sad things come up or sad things happen in life, and you're just ready to move on and heal from the past that you have recently gone through. And then with this letting go card, this is all about surrender. I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. So if you currently find yourself in a situation that you just wouldn't have signed up for, or in a relationship that's really taxing on your energy or just really hard right now, just let go and let God. It says, I surrender joyously. This isn't this fatalistic surrender where you're in that victimhood or that victim mentality. This is about releasing, unclutching your fists, or, letting the reins go and just trusting where the horses are taking you, or whatever analogy resonates for you at this time. But the things that you can't control, letting go, surrendering to those things, asking those things what they have to teach you, because I feel like this is going to be a time of great learning and understanding for you guys. And for most of you guys, this is going to involve forgiveness. And I think there's been hints of forgiveness, if not cards about forgiveness, in all 3 piles that I've done so far in this reading. So this feels like a collective consciousness, a time of collective healing, a collective forgiveness. And you guys are no different. You guys are in the thick of this forgiveness energy. And I think, again, going back to this card here, it feels like you're forgiving yourself for who you've been in the past, things you've done in the past, things you thought you'd do by now but haven't done yet. You know, that's lost potential, or just feeling like you haven't accomplished as much as you thought you would. This is all about forgiving that, wiping that slate clean, because it is never too late to start over or to take a new direction. And to me, with this lotus flower, this is all about unfoldment. This is making the best out of the most disgusting of situations, because lotus flowers, and I always say this when I get this card, but it's so important, lotus flowers grow out of the mud and the muck, and then they unfurl and become this most beautiful flower, living in the weirdest kind of off-putting condition. They just are so beautiful, and they thrive even when everything around them just looks absolutely gross or just like it's falling apart in some way. So this is going to be you know, that you're like that stillness in the storm. You're unfolding, you're coming into your own at this time, and you're really learning a lot about yourself. And a lot of it starts with the forgiveness and really focusing and going inwardly and picking out all of the stuff that has been weighing you down and not benefiting you. Much like, I think it was group number 1 about clearing out the clutter. This feels very much like a similar vibe of clearing out the clutter, because when we think of it this way, you have a drawer full of clutter and you keep stuffing stuff in there, and eventually it won't be able to shut anymore. And then say you get a bunch of beautiful new things at your home and you want to be able to put them away, but the drawer's so full, there's nowhere to put these beautiful things, so they kind of have to stay on the outside until you decide, you know what, I'm going to dump this drawer out, I'm going to clean it out, I'm going to sort through all the things in this drawer and figure out what it is I don't need. I don't need this spare cable, I don't need those thumbtacks, I don't need all this junk, whatever it is for you. And those are all metaphors, you know. For most of you, that looks like toxic cycles or bad habits, stuff like that that's on the internal. And you're going to be taking those things and eliminating them from your life so that you can clean it out and only put back in that drawer the things that bring you joy, the things you need, the things that really resonate with your soul. And then here we have the Waves of Prosperity card. New abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. So once you start doing this inner work, you're going to start seeing on the external reflected new opportunities. All that space that you just cleared out of your drawer, you know, your metaphorical drawer, is going to leave you some room for new stuff to come in. New abundance, exciting opportunities. For some of you, that might look like a new job or a new relationship even. And you're just in this heightened sense of manifestation once you start getting in touch with that inner soul self and really living from that place of authentic joy. That's when you can really start manifesting the life you want. Then here we have the be gentle with yourself, and I think that goes back to that self-care, being ready to love again, loving yourself, being gentle with yourself, and, you know, treating yourself with that kind, loving, nurturing energy that a mother would give her new baby. That's the kind of energy you need to be giving yourself at this time, because it feels to me with this lotus flower like you are blooming into a new version of yourself, and you're birthing that new version of yourself right now and in the near future. So you need to be gentle with yourself and give yourself time to become this new version of yourself. Then here we have the Strengthening Bonds card, and because she is alone, this feels like, you know, once again, strengthening that bond to your inner self, your higher self, your soul. You're strengthening that bond, but also bonds of mankind, bonds of your significant other, with your family, with your friends, with your community, with your world. You're strengthening bonds and really connecting to people on a deeper level than you have been in the past or even have ever been able to. And even if that looks like, if you are watching this when I'm posting this and many of us are in quarantine or lockdown, whatever you want to call it, I call it, like Amanda Ellis says on her YouTube channel, safe harbor. This doesn't have to look like a lockdown, even though we're told, you know, you have to stay inside. You know, the terms we use with ourselves are important. So if you can call it a lockdown or you can call it a safe harbor, they mean basically the same thing, but they have completely different connotations. So if you are within this safe harbor energy, you still, even though you are separated from your family or your friends, you can still reach out to them and strengthen the connection, because we still have phone lines as of this recording. We still have internet. We have things we can do to reach out to others at this time still. Then here we have the Sonia card. I bring a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. So this could be someone you've lost recently or have lost a long time ago, a friend, a family member, whoever it is that's coming to your mind right now. This is who's stepping up to come through just to say, hey, I love you, I'm okay, don't worry about me, I know you're grieving, but your energy is better spent strengthening that bond with yourself and those who are still here. And you can still keep that connection and strengthen that bond with this one that has crossed over by loving them, remembering the good times, and not focusing so much on the loss of that person, because that person is still very much with you. You may perceive that you have lost this person, but they still see you all the time, and they just wish that you would know that they're still there. And they may even here in the near future be leaving you some sort of sign or symbol that meant something between the two of you, that you can really know, okay, that's my grandmother reaching out to me. That's my friend I lost reaching out to me. Something so specific that you just can't deny that it is this person coming through to you. So yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you guys. This was a beautiful reading, and I do look forward to hearing your comments about what this means for you and how you are becoming that lotus flower in your own life right now. And as always, you guys, thanks again for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you back at the Done Creative. All right, bye. All right, group number 4, let's figure out what is coming up for you. This may be just future energies, things you can focus on coming up. Whatever message it is that needs to come through right now is what is going to come through. As always, trying to avoid that glare, but we're going to roll with this. It doesn't look too bad. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and start up here and work our way over. And we have the Unakite crystal, and this may be a crystal you can work with if you have this crystal. If you do not have this crystal, you can always Google Unakite spiritual properties or crystal properties and get some information about what this is bringing forward for you in your life. This is a card all about answered prayers. All your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. So this feels to me like recently you've done some work that has kind of sprung up this new energy within your life, and it's bringing you new support, new energy, divine solutions where there maybe were problems before, and it just looks like a beautiful energy to be coming up for you guys. Any prayers you've had, worries you've had, your prayers are being answered right now and into the near future. So we have the Standing Firm card. I am noble, brave, and strong. And it feels to me like you guys, much like the other 3 groups, have been through some sort of trauma or just sadness or grief or just worrisome, stressful time in the recent past that has brought you to this point in your life where you are now able to stand firm in your truth and know what is right for you, what is right for your life, what is right for your family. Because you do have the Spring Equinox card. This is all about rebirth, which pairs beautifully with this next card, A New Dawn. The worst is now behind you, and positive new experiences are on the horizon. So it's funny too, because we just had the Spring Equinox at this time of this filming. It was only just a few short days ago, and there is this beautiful rebirth energy. If you are watching this when I'm uploading it, with this virus that's going around with everybody in lockdown, or as I like to call it, just like Amanda Ellis on her YouTube channel calls it, safe harbor. You can call it lockdown, you can call it safe harbor, whatever it is you call it. The words that you use have different connotations. So essentially safe harbor and lockdown are the same thing, but they have, like I said, different connotations and can be taken completely different. And to me, this feels like you are taking it more as a safe harbor. You know, putting the past behind you, the worst is behind you, your prayers have been answered, and new positive experiences are coming up for you. Even if they don't happen right away, because a rebirth, any kind of birth, any kind of transformation, it does take time. But because we have the spring equinox card, this feels to me, if you are watching this at the time of the posting, by the summer solstice, you will have kind of manifested this newness into your life, these new things. So from this time of you're watching this until the summer solstice, or if you're watching this at a later time, kind of a 3-month window of time, 4-month window of time, somewhere in there is how long it's going to take you to really start realizing these beautiful things in your life. Because of this rebirth, it feels to me like you're really getting into touch with what it is that's working in your life and what it is that's not working in your life, because the things that are no longer serving you are going to start falling away. And at first, when things start changing, any change, even good changes, can feel scary at times. So when the things that aren't serving you start falling away, it may feel scary and look scary, but you are standing firm. You are noble, you are brave, you are strong. You are able to take on these challenges in your life and realize a new beautiful beginning, a new dawn. Then we have this card here, physical activity, and this may just be calling you forward to say, hey, you need to be getting a little more activity in your life. If you are a starseed, if you are a light worker, and you're one of these people who are anchoring in these new energies, these new frequencies that we've never had before on this planet, that takes a lot of energy to do. And it might seem counterproductive because you feel tired to go do physical activity and make yourself even more tired, but it actually fuels you and allows this energy to move forward without getting stuck in the places that are kind of stagnant or just not moving in your body. So even if that looks like going for a walk around your neighborhood, or if you have a treadmill at home, or just doing a couple of push-ups or planks or whatever it looks like for you, lifting some weights, whatever, get some physical activity, because it will help these energies move through your body rather than get into your body and kind of get stuck and have to move through in a more harsh or hard way. So just make sure you're getting enough physical activity. And then I know it's not written anywhere on here, but with that, I also saw that you guys need to be drinking more water. Even if you already feel like, man, I don't know how much more water I can drink. It's all I do is drink water and I'm peeing all the time. It's still saying when these energies are coming in, we need to be fully hydrated and hydrate some more, because that really helps anchor these energies in. So go ahead and go get yourself a glass of water right now. Even if you have to pause the video, I'm going to go ahead and take a drink of my water. Just a weird random message that kind of came through that really doesn't have anything to do with any of the cards, but I figured I'd say it because it was coming through. So we have the person you're asking about is trustworthy. So if there's a person in your life that you're thinking about with all this rebirth energy and kind of assessing, is this person right for me? Should I put more effort into this relationship? It does feel like this person needs more of your time and effort, because they are a trustworthy person and they do belong in your life. So if there is someone that's kind of been on your mind as we've been talking about these energies and stuff, this person is worth it. They are trustworthy. Then here we have the Astara card. You deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. And I feel so strongly that this has, going back to this rebirth, this is just having you guys level up. You're done playing small. The timeline of you playing small is done and over. You are in a different timeline. That old timeline is withering away. This is the time for you to stand strong in your own power. Stand firm. There's a sun back here. There's a sun here. There's a sun behind his head. She's pointing at this sun-like orb here. Sun, shooting stars here. And then this Unakite looks almost like a sphere as well. You need to be your own sun right now. You are shining like the sun. You are your own planet of beautiful opportunity and potential. And this is a time just calling you forward to become what you have the potential to be, what your soul is on that soul level. You have that light available to you to shine onto this planet, because it will not only make your life better, it will be a ripple effect to make so many other people's lives better. By you standing in your own authentic truth, your own authentic self is really going to be helping other people do the same for themselves. And then we have the Embrace card, and this just feels like embracing this new version of you. 2 + 1 = 3. Some of you, much like I think it was group number 2, might be doing this in a creative way, whether you're starting some sort of creative business or just living a more creative life where you're creating little projects and, you know, making little things for your home or for friends and family. Being more creative with solutions, or, you know, if you are watching this at the time of my posting it, maybe you've run out of some sort of ingredient that you normally need to cook a specific dish, and you're going to have to be getting creative and figuring a new way to create this dish with a different type of ingredient, or maybe even creating your own recipes altogether. Or, you know, that you can take that example and put it toward all areas of life. I see someone wanting to start their seeds or their garden, and it's funny, that keeps coming up in like my last 4 or 5 readings. Someone like wanting to start their garden, but they don't really have all the stuff for it. But, you know, get some old plastic butter dishes out of your pantry, or find old flower pots in your backyard or something like that. You know, you can really get creative with how you're going to plant your seeds this year. Maybe you don't have the opportunity to go down and get those seed starter packs, or to go buy plants that have already been started for you, and maybe you can go on Amazon and order some seeds and start your own garden from seeds this year. You know, whatever resonates for you, you can take that example into any kind of creative area of life and apply it. So yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you guys. You'll have to let me know below if this resonated and if you're excited to see what's coming up for you, because this does feel like very beautiful, transformational, powerful energy for you guys. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you back at the Den Creative. All right, bye.